To Raider Nation, obviously these last few months have been eventful for me personally. I just want to thank Raider Nation and the Silver and Black fans all across the country for their support. I've received texts, emails, DMs. People have come up to me at my daughter's games. Just really thank you guys and really appreciate it. Secondly, to our scouts, in particular, since the draft just happened, our college scouts, JoJo Wooden, Brandon Yergin, Lenny McGill, Andy Dangler, DeJuan Daniels, Ryan Gravel, John Hill, Curtis Knox, Calvin Branch, Matt Hand, Kyle Caballero, Sean Herrock, Greg Ravini, Jalen Morris, Kyrell Michael, Nick Papagno. There's probably some others that I missed, along with our pro scouts. And this group did an excellent job doing the draft process. They began the year scouting for a particular brand of football. They had to change gears 8 weeks in. They adapted to that, and then they adjusted again once Tom was hired full time. It's a testament to their resilience, their professionalism. I think it speaks measures about Tom, his character, that he recognized their efforts and their works, and I'm excited that most of these guys are going to be back with us as we forge forward. Lastly, to my wife and my girls, they were with me through the highs and the lows. They trust me in all of our moves. My wife said, regardless of what happens, she was ready. I just want to tell them that I love them for how they love me. In my initial press conference, I gave a shout out to my middle child, Chloe. It was her birthday. But my youngest child told me that if I'm ever at another press conference, that it's her turn. So, Caroline, I love you, baby. I'm proud of you. She scored her first club soccer goal this past weekend, so we're excited about that. With that, let's get to some questions.
Champ, this is Hondo. You alluded to it at the beginning, thanking all your scouts, but you were really charged by Dave Ziegler when you got here to overhaul the scouting department. And Tom Telesco has multiple times commented about how impressed he was. How satisfied are you with that department that you guys overhauled and its production in this last two drafts?
I'm just extremely proud of the complete staff, how they work, how we gel together, identifying the Raiders' way, adapting and adjusting to that, evaluating players and identifying players that are the right players for us. They may not be the right players for the other 31 teams, but they fit us. And our guys have done an excellent job of doing that, and I'm proud to work with them and excited to keep working with them.
Hey, champ. I was going to ask you, I'm sure you heard about today, Terran Arnold said you guys had a coin flip for that 13th pick between him and Brock Bowers. Just want to ask you what went down in the war room when 13 was on the clock.
Yeah, I can't confirm that at all. Terry is a good player. I'm excited to watch his career and watch him play. But we drafted Brock, and we're excited to get him here. And I don't think anyone else in our whole draft room felt any other way.
Hey, champ, Adam Hill for the Review Journal. I was just wondering, you guys were probably pretty far down the road when Tom came in and got the job on this draft. How much cohesion was there in the department from before he was there until after he was here, and as you guys made that transition?
Very good question, Adam. There was a lot of cohesion. Again, a testament to Tom. He came in. He didn't come in and say, "We're just doing everything my way. It's my way or the highway." He came in and he listened to our scouts, our evaluations. And I think it's a testament to the scouts because the quality of work they had done throughout the fall was so good that he could come in and really get a feel for them and also get a feel for how they viewed the players that were draft eligible. So I've been through multiple systems now, and no matter how you term the verbiage, like ultimately all you're doing is you're vertically stacking a position group, and then you're horizontally stacking that position group across the other position groups. It doesn't matter what systems that you're doing, and all we're trying to do is find the best players, the best Raiders for us.
Champ, it's Hondo again. When we talk to these players or interview their coaches or people near them, they all seem to have the same kind of mentality. They're the guys that would have been there in the off season this year with the 30 other Raiders. How important was that mentality, those guys who are football addicts to you?
I think that's extremely important. Our scouts did a good job of going out, collecting information to find guys that are good teammates, that love the game of football, that fit what it is to the Raiders' DNA. We were able to get 3 players in the draft that were captains at their school. That's Brock, Tom Eichenberg, and Laube. So that's extremely important when you get those types of guys. Everyone has an extreme passion for the game. I think they're going to be devoted to getting better, and that's all you can ask for them their first year.
Hey, Champ, it's Paul here. Speaking of those guys that you guys are able to draft, you drafted a lot of guys that won awards, whether it was the best safety in the country or whether it was the best tight end, the best center. How much of that, how important is that in terms of what you just said? Besides getting guys that were captains, but getting guys that were national award winners too, to join this roster and contribute to, like you just said, this DNA that you guys are building or fostering.
We didn't necessarily go out to attack the national award winners, but production was important for us. Getting guys that would come in and contribute, that were selfless and understanding the team concept. I think that those were the things that kind of resonated as being important for us during this draft. And it just so happened that we had Remington and Mackey award winners that we were able to draft, and that's a testament to them. And we're excited to get them here and allow them to get acclimated into our environment.
Hey, I'm Levi Edwards. On day 2 and day 3, you had the opportunity to call a couple of those draft picks and let them know that they were going to be Raiders. Can you just describe how powerful that moment is, just on the other end of the phone, listening to those interactions? And what do you think that tells about the character of these guys that you're drafting as well?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank Tom Telesco for allowing me to make those calls. For those players that get that call on draft day, however long they played this game, how all the waking up early in the morning, staying up late at night to study, it culminates until the moment where they're sitting there anxiously awaiting a phone call from one of the 32 teams in hopes they get their name called to be drafted. So there's a lot of built up emotion, a lot of relief, and also a lot of excitement. And anytime I get a chance, or anytime Tom or I get a chance to pass the phone to AP, it's kind of hard for those guys to be even killed when he gets the phone, because he evokes kind of an excitement and an enthusiasm out of him.
Champ, how unusual is it for a Jim Thorpe award winner to be available in round 7? And what did you guys like about Trey Taylor?
No, I think the things that we saw with him, first of all, he was speaking of his character and things outside of football. He's top-notch work ethic. He's a leader both on and off the field. He exemplifies everything you want from a teammate and a person. And then you turn on the tape and you see a guy that, plays the game the right way, has a physicality about his game. And he had 3 interceptions last year. And we saw a guy that can come in, get acclimated to our system, potentially contribute on defense, but also come in and have value on special teams and fourth down. And that was important for us. And if you look at, any of our later round draft picks and most of the additions that we had, we know that for a player to get on the field early on, they have to have versatility and they got to be able to contribute on special teams.
Hey, Champ, it's Paul again. On a personal level, did you have any type of relationship with Tom Telesco before he interviewed and came in? And then secondly to that, how awkward or not awkward, how easy, how uneasy was it when he came in and you were essentially the interim GM anyway, and then to be able to kind of accept the role going forward?
Very good question, Paul. I did not know Tom extremely well. I went to a few symposiums where he was the speaker at. So got a chance to get some nuggets of wisdom from him, at the symposium that he spoke. Obviously him being in division, of him, was really close with JoJo Wooden, who is over here with us right now. Um, when we first, got together, he laid out expectations, for me, and I was transparent with him about, how I viewed the team and some of the needs and some of the places that I thought we needed to do to make this team better. I was able to check my ego, right, and put this team first. It's not about me. It's really about, Raider Nation, the alumni, to try to put our best product forward so that we can win football games for, this city and Raider Nation, but Tom is easy to talk to, and I think ultimately he wants the best for me. And I want the best for him and this football team. And my job is to support him in all that we do as we move forward. And hopefully we'll continue to grow trust as we work together and win some football games together.
Champ, talking to people around the league, DJ Glaze was a guy that was on people's radar, but the way he took coaching at the Senior Bowl really skyrocketed his value. Can you talk about the growing importance of the Senior Bowl and how it impacts the NFL draft, please?
Yeah, no, I think Jim Nagy and the Senior Bowl do a really good job. We had a few coaches that were able to coach on different teams, during that process. But the thing that stood out about DJ was, he's 21-year-old tackle that played 800 plus snaps at right tackle, and then played another 800 plus snaps at left tackle the next season. So we were impressed with his pass pro, his strength, and felt like he was a fit for what we're trying to do as we move forward. And anytime you can grab a player at that position with versatility, you try to get him acclimated to the system and bring him in.
Good, Jeff. The quarterback room has changed quite a bit several times since you've been in the organization. You guys chose not to address that position in the draft, but I guess how comfortable are you both short term and long term with where that room is right now?
I think I think to speak on that room, right now, we got 4 guys that are in that room. You guys know Aiden O'Connell and what he did last year. Gardner Minshew, who we added in free agency. Anthony Brown, nobody's spoken about him, but he does a really good job for us right now. And then we added Carter Bradley. But we are excited about first of all the work that Aiden did last season toward the end of the year. Obviously, you guys know that was one of the first moves that AP and I made. When we got into leadership, was to give him the opportunity to be a starter. And not only give him that opportunity, but through the midst of adversity, we stuck with him because we believed in him. And we're excited about, his growth and what he's going to be able to do year 2, but also excited about this competition. Gardner Minshew, what he went 7 games last year, took his team to the playoffs, was a Pro Bowler. It's going to be a really good competition. And that's all we've asked for every position group on our entire football team. Every piece that we've added has been to incrementally improve and to increase competition.
Yeah, another question kind of similar to the Senior Bowl, however, with a different player, Dylan Laube, running back, FCS guy that you got to take a look at the Senior Bowl. What do you like about him and what he can contribute?
He's a fun player to watch because of his versatility. You watch him create not just as a running back, but also as a receiver out of the backfield. So he's able to do some of that. But when you get to the latter parts of the draft, you're looking for players that can find their way on an active game day roster. And the way you do that is by, playing in multiple roles, but also having fourth down value. And so, I think he had averaged over 30 plus yards per kick return and over 11 yards per punt return last year as well. And so getting a player, at that time, with that caliber of play, was exciting for us. His mentality is to grind. He's excited about being a Raider, as you guys have heard from his initial conversation with you all. So, looking forward to meeting him and watching him work. That's going to be an exciting room to watch this offseason.
You've mentioned versatility a couple times in terms of Brock Bowers. You must be excited about different places you can play him. And what do you see as in terms of his being, how many spots you can use him at this next season?
Yeah, I think my wife could watch the tape on Brock and be excited about him. He's a really good football player and was highly productive in college. His position is tight end, but we saw him as a playmaker and offensive weapon. There is by no means any pressure on him to come in and attain any numbers. We need him to come in, learn this system, get acclimated to this city, meet his teammates, learn how to work well with, Michael Mayer and, Harrison Bryant, Cole Fotheringham, Zach Gentry, and, get to know those guys and really learn the offense. But yeah, he's a fun piece to have because it's going to be interesting to see how defense are going to deploy when he's on the football field.
Awesome. Thanks, Champ.